when I was first starting to talk to females that I was interested in, regardless if it was texting or if it was face-to-face, I always hyperanalyzed all of the conversations to where I was being anxious. I didn't know if they were just speaking to me because they wanted to be nice, or if the conversation was going to go dry, or if it was dry, or if I was running out of topics to kind of speak to them about. So my name is Alexis, and in today's video, I want to go ahead and touch on how to keep girls interested while you're speaking to them, or how to keep them interested in general. So the first thing that you have to touch on is just be yourself. And this is a big one. It's a big one to digest, because you have to know who you are first off, or have a little bit of a grasp on it. But then also you have to be able to exude that with confidence and be able to deliver this in the most authentic form, in the most genuine way, to where, like, you are who you are. And regardless if they don't like you because of who you are, well, then it shouldn't be a girl that should be interested in you, right? Like, it makes sense. It shouldn't be a girl that you should be fighting for or going after. So be yourself is the number one topic, is the number one thing that I want to kind of drill into your guys' head. Because if they're not interested in you, then there's no point. Number two is don't be desperate. Now, I see with almost every guy I've ever met, regardless of age, regardless of looks, you don't want to be desperate. You don't want to come off as, like, chasing them. You don't want to just be in this state of need, this, like, oh, like, I need a girlfriend, like, oh, like, I need to be with her, I need to da-da-da, right? Like, that's just comes off as very desperate, and then when you start speaking to them, it transfers. It's almost like a vibe that gets passed through to them. Like, they can tell. I promise you, girls can tell. I can't tell you how many of my girlfriends, my girls that are friends, sorry, I should specify, have told me this in the past, or even my exes and my girlfriend that I have now have said this. Like, you don't want to be desperate. You don't want to attract that type of person, even if you don't want to be that type of person either. So you are what you attract. And once desperate is just not a good look. It's not a good thing to be. It's just something you don't want to aim for. So stay away from that. Practice stoicism. So just keeping all your emotions in check, right? Now, easier said than done. This is all going to be a process, but you don't want to be desperate. And the last and third one is you want to have genuine conversations with them. Now, if you're not to the point where you can have face-to-face, longer-term conversations, say you just saw this beautiful girl in the grocery store, and you just wanted to pique her interest, or even if you wanted to start building up that muscle of speaking to women, go up to them and compliment them. And try not to compliment them on something that they were born with, right? So you don't want to compliment them on their eye color, or you want to try to stay away from that, or how or the color of their hair. I mean, unless it's dyed, right? But you can compliment them on the style of their hair. You can compliment them on the way they dress. You can compliment them on countless other things, right? If they're wearing a cool shirt and you like what's on the shirt, or if you like the brand that they're rocking, you can do that too, or her shoes, even. So compliment them, and then after you compliment them, just walk away, right? You're not looking for anything in return. That desperation is not there. You said something that is truthful. Like, I do genuinely like your hair. I think it's very beautiful, and I hope you have a good day, a nice day today. And then you move on. You're not looking for her again. You're not trying to search for her. It's over. It's done with, right? But if this is somebody that you see on a regular basis, that you want to have you stay interested in them, or to have them, be interested in you in the long term, start off with those compliments, right? And I'm not saying bust off like 50 in a day, right? But every once in a while, do a couple a week, right? And slowly build that up. And then also with conversations, people can tell when you're being ingenuous. You have to be genuine in what you're saying, right? Don't be a hypocrite. Don't make up fake stories or false things to fit, like, who they are or what they like. If you don't like what they like, one of their hobbies, then just say that. I mean, don't say to their face, but, like, don't pretend to like what they like just because they like it, if that makes any sense. Like, you don't want to change who you are because of them. You can ask them, oh, like, well, like, why do you like this, or why is it that you like that? Like, this is kind of why I don't like that. And it's most definitely okay to have opposing views. But yeah, just have a genuine conversation with them. And it doesn't have to be about super deep stuff. I think a lot of people in today's generation, sorry, are so quick to get into the deep and the meat of things, like into like the traumas and the really deep stuff. And that's good within time. You do that too fast, and it almost ruins it. You're speeding up the cycle of the interest. You're speeding up the cycle of a relationship, regardless if you're in the relationship or if it's just a friendship. So start slow. Get to know them. What are their hobbies? What do they like to do? What do they do in their free time if it's not a hobby, right? Do they have kids? Do they do school? Like, get to know them on a personal level and maybe start learning a little bit of things about their family or their friends, and then go out and to grab a bite to eat or something, right? This is just how they stay interested in who you are, like you're there. And you almost want to plant like tiny little seeds. Like, you don't want to seem like you're coming off super friendly, and I'm thinking about doing this in a future video, but you want to be able to kind of plant some seeds to make it known that you're not just a friend. And that is what I'm going to be doing in my next video. So I hope you guys like this one. Go ahead and drop a comment, subscribe, like. I'm going to be doing a lot more content like this in the future. So I will see you then. Peace.